Alright, so today I'm going to be making a random video about Final Fantasy XIII for some reason. And basically how to beat the Cid Raines fight, or at least my advice on how to beat the Cid Raines fight. He can give you a lot of trouble if you're not prepared for him. He can really do a number on you. And, you know, I had a mild amount of trouble with him, so I figured maybe I'd share what I did to get through it. This is obviously not the only way to get through the fight. You know, if you're familiar with the game, you could basically do anything you want. But the key is you're probably going to want a sentinel. My first couple times fighting the boss, I didn't want to put a sentinel in my team because I wanted the saboteur because he buffs himself, so I wanted to debuff him as well. But that doesn't necessarily work out. Fang and Saz worked out best for me because I have the Synergist, Saboteur, and the Sentinel with extra, commandos and Ravagers. For some reason I didn't look at my paradigm setup before I went to the fight. So yeah, we got a decent amount of cutscenes before we actually get to fight him. So be ready for that. If you're having a hard time on this boss fight, you can just skip cutscenes. This is more or less a modern game. Now we're in here, and please excuse the frame rate ahead of time. I'm playing this on 2 tin cans and a toaster. Either way, please excuse those frame drops. I am sorry, but the footage is fine enough to get the point across. So my initial strategy out of the gate is to have the Synergist Saboteur Commando set up. I forget the name of it, but we start with that so that Saz can get haste off on us real quick. And I try and stay on this formation as long as I can. But as you can see, I have to switch off pretty quickly. He does a lot of damage, and that's why you want the Sentinel to draw aggro. Because if you don't, he just has license to rush in and just mess you up. So we start, okay, it's called Bully. We start with the Bully, try and get as much synergy as we can, mostly while trying to keep Fang a Sentinel as well, just so she can draw aggro, just in case he does decide to do his long attack combo. We can handle that because she uses Metagard. I don't know, you can probably get Snow to have Metagard at this point, but it might cost you a lot of Crystarium points. Fang starts with it, so that's why I chose her instead of Snow for this, plus the Saboteur Synergist combo. So whenever he's guarding, I'm always switching back to my Synergist Saboteur / healer, because he won't do anything during this time. He guards for a really long time. Like I said, he's only hard if you're not completely prepared for him. It's actually a really easy, straightforward boss fight. He spends so much time guarding, basically, that you have free reign to boost up that stagger gauge, or to heal yourself during that time, because he'll frequently take breaks in attacking you, like he's bored of it. I like to either heal with that time or use that time to boost that stagger gauge as far as I can get it, because again, he'll guard for a long time. You can get it really high in the time that he's just not doing anything. In this fight, I switch to healer a lot. Obviously, I'm switching my paradigms all the time. It's a very good habit to get into. And you're going to need to get used to that during this fight. There's going to be a lot of mode switches that you need to get through, because he does the same things as you. He has mostly all the same abilities as you, but he has stuff like Sloga and Ruinga as well, so he can hit all of you at once. So again, that Synergist buff is very nice with the Sentinel taking aggro. I didn't want to have to be the medic the whole time, but with this current setup, I didn't have enough Crystarium points to make anyone else a medic, so it had to be Lightning. So I tried this initially with Saz and Vanille. Didn't go so great. They're both kind of squishy, and neither of them can take aggro from me. And the having a double medic set up for this doesn't really give you any advantages. He does a lot of damage to one target quickly, but that's not it's not undoable with just one medic. He will bust out his super move, the Seraphic Ray, which is, he damages all of you and takes away all your debuffs, or all your buffs, and pretty sure it takes away all his debuffs as well. So be on the lookout for that. If he is getting ready for his Seraphic Ray, switch to your Medic Synergist Saboteur combo and try and get as many of those buffs back as you can before continuing, and heal up, because it does do a significant amount of damage. When he hits you with the Seraphic Ray, it will bring you basically everybody on the team down into the yellow. So you do have to be careful of that one. Now, as you can see, every time he's guarding, I'm like, yup, relentless assault time, and we're boosting that stagger gauge to high heaven. You really want to get a stagger off on him as soon as you can. You can kill him as soon as you stagger him, essentially, and he'll do his metamorphosis when he is about at half health, and whenever you stagger him, it's over. Unless you really can't follow through on the damage after the stagger. His stagger gauge is pretty big, and it takes a long time to drain down, especially if you have a commando, which you should, while he's staggered. So yeah, he's not that hard. It's just if you're unfamiliar with the mechanics of it, and if you're not like familiar with switching paradigms, he's one of the first big challenges that you can face. I mean, not nearly as big of a challenge as Saz's car Eidolon.
That's right. Let's do it.
But he can be difficult. I was severely overleveled for this part, and I still ran into trouble when I didn't take it seriously. He can be difficult, but as you can see, that strategy right there will get you 5 stars, and that'll net you 6,000 Chrysogen points, no matter what star rating you get, obviously. And after this fight, your Crystarium will be expanded, so you can use those 6,000 points to get like a node and a half or something. So, yeah, but there's that for you guys, and you know, after this fight is one of my favorite cutscenes in Final Fantasy 13. I think Cid Raines is a pretty cool villain. I hesitate to call him a villain because of his motivations, but you know, he did a bad thing to us, and we beat the shit out of him for it. So, anyway, I hope that helped you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the advice. Maybe it helped you, maybe it didn't. If it didn't help you, the only other advice that I have is maybe just go fight that greater behemoth next to the save point a whole bunch. You can get a preemptive strike off on them, and it gives you like 700 Chrysogen points each, like 760 or something per fight. He's got 4 imps with him, and you can take them all out real easy. If you just run down the stairs and touch the imp, you'll get a free greater behemoth preemptive strike. And yeah, so you know, if all else fails, just get bigger numbers, but you don't really need to do that against him. You just have to rework your strategy and keep yourself healed and keep aggro off of the main character. So the main character, well, the controlled character is really the only one that matters. If you die, game's over. If Fang dies, she'll be fine. You can just Phoenix down on her. So there's that for you. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one, y'all.